Welcome to See Vine We the People. I'm Linda Forsyth and got some exciting news today. I actually had a conversation a little bit earlier with Ron Fleisvig, who is the media officer for GTMO at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. And I asked him, is there anything going on? I haven't heard from you in a while. I mean, is there any movement whatsoever? I've heard nothing. All the calendars are blank. What's happening? And he basically said, well, there's a lot of wacky, crazy things going on, and asked me if I had time to speak with him in the morning. It's like, this was through back and forth through text message. Tried to talk him into discussing things with me now. It's like, how am I supposed to sleep? And he just didn't have the time until tomorrow morning, which Eastern time. I'm getting up really early to have this conversation with him. But in the meantime, I went over to the actual Office of Military Commissions website, which is what I mentioned to you guys before in the past, that if you want to know what's going on in GTMO, to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that I saw, which may or may not be what he's going to talk to me about. Chances are it's above and beyond what is in here. So, but anyway, he's right. There's been some stuff going on. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All righty here, share. All right, let's go ahead, and this is the website that I told you about. I'm going to move my picture out of the way here if I can. All right, Office of Military Commissions, and this is the website I told you about. You want to know anything that's going on in Guantanamo Bay, this is the place to go. It has everything in it that you could possibly ever want to know. It's got your calendar, it's got press releases, it's got transcripts from all the proceedings. It lets you know who the active cases are, inactive cases, completed cases, cases on appeal. Every single thing that's been going on and is going on is there right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste this website address into the actual here on YouTube, what's it called? The bio of what today's message is. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. So hopefully YouTube will allow it to post. Maybe I should go ahead and put spaces between it and say something like close the spaces. But I am going to leave this here for you. Now, when I went ahead and looked through this, the first thing I checked to see, is there anything different going on with the calendars? This right here was all the Khalik Sheikh Mohammed et al. Hearings that was supposed to be going on all this month. Look at all this. That they were really, going to be full, but every single one of them canceled, 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 all the way to the end. You go to November and it's the same thing. There was a couple here that were scheduled. They're all canceled. That's what I already knew, what I've been telling you. And I thought, well, maybe December. Oh, all canceled. So there's nothing. I thought, well, maybe there would be something in January. Nothing. So that was a little disconcerting. I don't know what that was going on about. But then I went on over to the part where it has press releases. And that's in the taskbar, that's at the top. And also there's some over at the side. And there were a couple of things of interest that I found. So there does appear to be some movement here. Some things are happening. Right here, I have this highlighted government notice of position on the qualifications of Lieutenant Colonel Matthew N. McCall to serve as military commissions judge. And then it also says below that, government notice of position on qualifications of Lieutenant Colonel Matthew N. McCall to serve as military commissions judge. So it looks like that they're coming up with this, and which means there's some movement, there's some things going on. Now, remember that Judge Cohen, who was actually sworn in last June, in 2019, had stated that he wasn't going anywhere. That was their biggest concerns because judges have been quitting like crazy, or retiring, or moving to a different place to continue their career, a number of different excuses and reasons that these judges just move on. And so that was one of the things Judge Cohen said, that he was going to stay, and he was really holding feet to the fire, getting things done. In fact, he was the very first judge that basically set a date for these pre-trials. Yes, we're still in pre-trials on the KSM et al. 9/11 tribunals, pre-trial tribunals, still in pre-trial, hasn't gone to trial yet. I mentioned before in the past, it can't go to trial because you'll have to go back. I don't want to explain it all again, but it's pretty much, that's why we figured this was all a waste of time, and we just stopped covering it. But in January of this year, in 2020, there was some very interesting things happened. This is a very brief encapsulation, where it was saying, Judge Cohen was saying that he may have to possibly throw everything out of court if he finds out that the government, the CIA, has been indeed misbehaving, so to speak. Those aren't the words he used. And then it was right after that, everything shut down. Everything shut down. COVID all of a sudden exploded here in the US. It was the last day of the pretrial proceedings. It was that last day of the pretrial proceedings, period, because it was supposed to go on again the next month in February, in a couple weeks. And everything from that point on was shut down for the rest of the year. Judge Cohen did say that he had set the trials to begin on January, maybe it was January 11th of 2021. I'm going to have to look at that. Basically 20 years, close to 20 years after 9/11 happened in 2001. So, that was kind of blew that out of the water. But what was interesting is back in January, when it was the last pretrial, within a couple weeks later, Judge Cohen just suddenly, without warning, quit. Gave his notice. It was immediate, and he made a very cryptic statement about he was doing this to protect his family. So that was just really strange. But they are looking at bringing in a new judge here, and that's what this is going on. And if it's approved, they'll have to obviously go through the voir dire. I can never say it. Voir dire. Well, you know what I mean. It's what they do when they basically make certain that the judge is somebody that is approved of from the defense and the prosecution. They pretty much do like a job interview of the judge. But anyway, so that's coming up on the pipe. And then I went down, and another part of it said, interim ruling and order, government motion for adoption of a plan to resume proceedings at Naval, here, move me out of the way again, Naval Station, Guantanamo Bay. So they're looking at putting this schedule. Well, this is all I could really find without diving in depth, because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. I'm going to be talking to Ron tomorrow morning. But the point is, there is some movement. And you know what? This is just my assumption and my opinion. But with all of the things that are in the mainstream media where COVID is ranking up there again in having more cases, and they're doing lockdowns in Europe and all this type of thing. This is, I don't know, it's after the election that it's going to happen. And the fact that they're taking these measures now, when supposedly, I'm not going to say one way or the other, because you know what'll happen. But with everything that's going on with COVID, for them to take measures right now to get everything set up for scheduling, I think there's something else going on here. But we will see. And when I speak with Ron tomorrow, I will be the first to come on here to let you know. But check for this website address and look through the military commissions. Look at some of the orders that have been placed. Take the time. There's a lot. I haven't looked at this for the last couple of months. So if you want to take a good deep dive, there might be some good things in there that I haven't even discovered yet. Okay, when we go back over to the c-find.com website, c-find.com website, again, we have some more breaking news, and you're going to want to go in here and you're going to want to read and or watch the videos that we're doing. By the way, Fox News says the lost documents from the Bobulinski, pretty much whistleblower who was going on, they found them. Yay. It's an interesting story on how they found them, but that is actually posted here for you. And we got Hunter Biden email reveals wiring instructions for spy chief of China Patrick Ho laptop from hell. Senate Homeland Security Committee has verified all materials revealed so far from former Biden associate Tony Bobulinski. And then we still have this thing here from that was just posted where the package where Tucker Carlson was mailing it from New York to LA, the package of all the documents that Bobulinski had given went missing. But of course they had all sorts of copies and so on. Now, only thing I'm going to wind up closing with today, because I'm just going to get this brief, is trying to get you guys to go to the website every day. I'm going to request that you please, at the bottom of every single article, start posting comments. Let's get threads going exactly like the way we had in Facebook, at conversations. Let's continue doing some research. We still have the forum on here. Come on here. Let's talk about this. Also, just so you're aware, because of an email that I received today, in fact, I read it and it made me cry. It just made me cry. It was sent to the email address in the About Us section of this website. And I'm going to read it tomorrow to you. But the gist of it was this individual that was a moderator that was very good at doing whatever they could to, to help us with volunteer, whichever. Somehow he slipped through the cracks and nobody contacted him because we didn't hear anything about, he was wondering, well, where did you guys all go? Why did you guys all block me? Why did you take me off of all your personal websites? I tried to do my best for you guys. I really miss you. I would stay up, a lot of times all night and just reading and the conversations. I met so many good friends, and part of me just died inside. Because even though I was able to sneak in with another page and so on, I was able to build up my list a little bit, my friends list a little bit, and also got into the Seavine Patriot Prayer Brigade and pretty much archived that so they could prevent, because that was still up, prevent them from taking it down until after the election. It was highly recommended I do that. All of a sudden now I cannot post, I cannot respond. I can't do anything. I can view what's going on. I can read it, but I can't do anything. And they said because the page is under review. Well, in the meantime, Ron Osk, the attorney, a Seavine attorney, has gone ahead and sent the tersely worded letter to Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook, sent that by certified mail, and he sent a copy to Ted Cruz, sent a copy to Donald Trump, President Trump, sent a copy to a number of senators, and is really getting it out there. So if you want to know more about that, exactly what that letter said, if you haven't heard about it yet, freedom of speech violations by Facebook, the opinion right here on the c-find.com website. That's there for you to read, and it also explains everything that happened if you're late in coming on to this. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And excuse me, I will be back tomorrow as soon as I have the conversation with Ron Fleisvig at GTMO about what's going on, and I will bring everyone up to speed. Also, we're thinking about doing a special show that has all of the volunteers on Zoom here, and we're going to record it and put it on YouTube, so you can see who the volunteers are. And also, we're going to kind of do something sort of like The View. I mean, we'll call it The Right View. I don't know. We don't have a name for it yet. But it's just, you know, a way to have discussions and etc. on what we can do. We're going to start that tomorrow with about 8 of us. And so we can see that, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. We may not do it on a regular basis until after the election, because Mark Zuckerberg did make the statement during the Senate Judiciary Committee that he didn't use the word censoring, but you know, taking down of pages and being so strict was going to ease up after the election. So I'm not going to say anything on this right now. I think you all know what I'm thinking. But any hoozles, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, everybody.